I'm 90 years old, and I want to tell you about the year I lost 42 pounds. At 71, everyone told me it was impossible. My doctor told me my body couldn't do it. My daughter told me to stop trying. My friend said women our age don't lose weight. We just get heavier and we die. They were wrong. I did it. I lost 42 pounds in 12 months. And I did it without starving, without any fancy program, without a single pill. I'm going to tell you exactly how. Because if I could do it at 71, you can do it at 60, at 65, at 75. But first I need to tell you what made me finally start. Because for 5 years after my husband died, I kept eating. I kept gaining. And I would have kept going until it killed me if one thing hadn't happened. My husband Harold died in 2004. I took care of him through cancer and 2 strokes. And when you're taking care of a dying man, you eat. It's the only comfort you've got. I gained 30 pounds while he was dying, another 15 after. By 2007, I was 71 years old, and I weighed 198 pounds. I couldn't tie my own shoes. I couldn't get up from the floor. I sat in Harold's recliner most of the day, and I ate because that's what the day was for. Then one Sunday, my grandson came over. His name is Michael. He was 7 years old. He'd brought a coloring book, and he wanted me to get down on the floor and color with him. I said, "Grandma can't sit on the floor, sweetheart." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because Grandma's too old." He looked at me. I'll never forget his face. He looked at me and he said, "You're not too old. You're just too heavy." He wasn't being mean. He was 7. He was just telling the truth. And children tell the truth that nobody else will. I went in the bathroom and I cried. Then I stopped crying and I made a decision. I was not going to die in that recliner. I was going to get down on that floor with my grandson, whatever it took, however hard it was. That was March 4th, 2007. I remember the date because it was the day I started living again. Now here's where most videos lie to you. They tell you it was easy. They tell you the pounds fell off. They tell you she just listened to her body and everything worked out. That is not what happened. The first 2 weeks were the hardest thing I have ever done. Harder than bearing Harold. Harder than raising 2 kids. I was hungry all the time. I was cranky. I had a headache for 9 straight days. I cried at 2 in the afternoon because I wanted a sandwich and I couldn't have one. I almost quit 3 times in the first week. I kept a chocolate cake on the counter just to stare at it. Don't ask me why. I was testing myself. But I had decided I was going to sit on the floor with Michael. So I kept going. Here is exactly what I did. Write this down if you have to. The first thing, I learned what a calorie was. I was 71 years old, and I had never once counted a calorie in my life. I got a little notebook, and I wrote down everything I ate. Everything. A pat of butter, a sip of orange juice, everything. I learned that my pot roast dinner with the mashed potatoes and the gravy and the dinner roll was 1,100 calories. I was eating that at 5:30, and then I was having a bowl of ice cream at 8. That was 1,500 calories in one evening. At 71 years old, a woman my size needs maybe 1,600 calories for the whole day. I had been eating an entire day's worth of food in 3 hours every night. The second thing, I learned the difference between eating less and eating better. I thought those were the same thing. They are not. You can eat less and still eat garbage, and your body will still fight you. I stopped buying white bread. I stopped buying ice cream. Not forever, just while I was learning. I started buying chicken and fish and vegetables, real vegetables, not the canned beans in syrup. Eggs in the morning, an apple with peanut butter when I was hungry at 3 in the afternoon. I ate 3 times a day. Breakfast around 8, a real lunch around noon, a small dinner at 5:30, because I couldn't give up the 5:30. But the dinner got smaller, half the portion I used to eat, and I learned to stop when I was full, not when the plate was empty. The third thing, I moved. I had to start so small, I'm embarrassed to tell you. The first day, I walked to my mailbox and back. That was it. That was the whole walk, 60 feet. I came back in the house, and I sat down, and I was out of breath. The next day, I did it again. The day after that, a little further. By the end of the first month, I could walk to the corner. By the end of 3 months, I was walking around the whole block. By the end of the year, I was walking 2 miles every morning. 2 miles at 72 years old. A woman who 6 months earlier couldn't tie her own shoes. The weight came off slowly at first. 4 pounds the first month, then 5, then it sped up. 8 pounds in month 4. The clothes in my closet started fitting again. Then they got too big. I gave away 3 garbage bags of clothes to the church. My knees stopped hurting around month 5. That was the first miracle. I got out of bed one morning and my knees didn't hurt, and I stood there in my nightgown and I cried. Around month 8, I got down on the kitchen floor to pick up a dropped spoon, and I got back up by myself. No chair, no counter, just me and my legs. 12 months in, 42 pounds gone, and Michael was 8 years old now, and I sat on the living room floor with him, and we colored for an hour. Then my daughter Diane came for Easter. She walked in the door, and her face went white. She didn't say I looked good. She said, "Mom, what's wrong with you?" She called my doctor behind my back. He ran cancer tests, thyroid, full blood work. He sat me down and he said, "Eleanor, at your age, weight loss like this usually means something is very wrong." Every test came back normal, every single one. When the results came in, he called me into his office. He looked at the chart. He looked at me. He said, "Eleanor, I've been a doctor for 40 years. I've never seen a woman your age do what you just did. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." That was the moment it felt real. My friends at church couldn't believe it either. One of them asked me what pill I was taking. I told her there was no pill. I told her I ate less, I ate better, and I walked every day. She looked at me like I was lying. That's what I want to tell you. The people around you are not going to believe you can do this. They are going to tell you it's too late. They are going to tell you your age is the problem. They are going to act like you're doing something dangerous just by trying. Don't listen to them. Your age is not the problem. I was 71 when I started. My body did exactly what I asked it to do. It just needed me to finally ask. Here's what I want you to take from this. You can do this at 60. You can do this at 70. You can do this at 80. The rules for a body are the rules for a body. You just have to be willing to be uncomfortable for a few weeks while your body relearns what hungry actually feels like. Count your calories for 1 month, just one. You will be shocked at what you've been eating. Replace your worst food with a better food. Not all of them, just the worst one. Then next week, the next worst one. That's it. Walk. every day. Start with whatever you can do. If it's to the mailbox, that's fine. The mailbox on Monday becomes the driveway on Friday, becomes the corner next month. And find your reason. Mine was a 7-year-old boy with a coloring book. Yours is somebody who needs you to be here and to be well. Picture their face. That's what gets you through the hard days. I'm 90 years old. I still walk every morning. I still watch what I eat. The 42 pounds have stayed off for 19 years. Michael is 26 now. He's getting married next spring, and I'm going to dance at his wedding. That's what this video is about. If I can do it, you can do it. Start tomorrow. Start Monday. Start when the next hard thing makes you cry. But start. That's all I wanted to say.